Hello, everybody. This is Michael Ryan Hart. So, I think I'm getting sick, so if I sound weird, that's why. Last time I said that, people said I didn't sound weird, but oh well. Whatever. So, today I was going to talk about why cognitive functions, or I should say the misuse of cognitive functions, is the most common cause of mistyping and mistyping others. And you will notice this anytime someone tries to type me, for example. This is just a really good example. There's one person out of all the people who think I mistyped, there's one person that thinks I'm an INFJ. And this lady, she thinks that she's an expert. In fact, she's trying to say that she taught C.S. Joseph, I guess. I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess that would explain a lot, so that actually makes sense. But anyway, so I kind of skimmed her arguments a little bit. I'm a really busy guy. I don't really have time to argue with every nitwit that thinks I'm mistyped. So skimmed her comments, and it's all cognitive function based. But it's all her unique interpretations of the cognitive functions. See, and like I've said before, cognitive functions are real. I never said they're not real. I'm saying the way people use them is so subjective. Everyone has a different interpretation of what they are. Not only that, it's too narrow focused when you're actually typing someone. In fact, I've heard a couple people say recently, if you can't figure out your type, you need to study the cognitive functions. I have actually almost the opposite view. I think when you're typing someone, you should stick to the basics. Because cognitive functions oftentimes will lead you to be mistyped, because you'll start, over-focusing on a couple aspects or a couple theories, cognitive function theories, which are a crazy subjective, right? And no one can agree on cognitive function theory. So cognitive functions are real. The theory is what is unreliable. Cognitive function theory. And that is what people use to type people oftentimes. Those people are the worst typers. So I'll give you an example. Let's say someone thinks you don't exhibit SE polar, something like that. So that means you can't be an INTP because INTPs and INFPs have SE polar. It's your blind spot, sometimes known as the trickster function. So let's say someone doesn't think you exhibit SE polar. That is a cognitive function theory. But let's say all the overwhelming amount of evidence shows that the person's an INTP in every other way. They're an NT, so you rule out all the temperaments. You know for a fact they're an NT. And you know for a fact they're an introvert, and you know for a fact they're not an INTJ, right? So they have to be an INTP. And some people reject the letter dichotomies too, which I think is fascinating, because we have way more scientific evidence supporting the letter dichotomies and the brain scans to support it than anything else. I mean, if all the evidence is showing that the person is not a J type and they're a P type, for example, which is actually very easy to do, and you have this cognitive function theory that they're not, they're not SE polar or whatever, they have some sort of FI ignoring or whatever you call it, and I'm making fun of it, but I mean, I do find cognitive function theory interesting. I do, but it's so subjective. It's just hard not to make fun of people who rely on it for typing. It makes you look like a moron, and these people are morons. Sorry, you're just stupid. I know. My INFP friend keeps telling me to be nicer to people, but it's really hard sometimes because some people are so stupid. Anyway, so yeah, guys, it's like over-focusing on a couple cognitive function theories. It's like looking at a couple pieces of a 1,000-piece puzzle, and think, oh, this piece is brown, so hey, maybe it's a duck, or maybe. But if you zoom out on the frickin' puzzle, it's a bear. You just need to zoom out sometimes and look at the box of the puzzle and say, that's a bear. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, so cognitive function theory oftentimes is stupid, and that is what I'm going to stick with. That's going to be the theme of this video. And I know it's going to trigger some people because some people are really married to their cognitive function theories. I understand, it's very interesting. Intuitive types are often fascinated by such abstract concepts that they have the freedom to play around with. But that same freedom to play around with the cognitive function theories and make your own requires a great deal of responsibility in not mistyping people based on your own dumb theories. So you got to respect that freedom. That is my ending thought today. Thanks for watching, guys. More coming.